the only statement, the only claim that can be made with any degree of certainty is that India's history is lost to propaganda. Our history is mostly derived from religious texts, religious scriptures, oral transmissions, archaeology, and then finally the very. So of late, there has been a lot of talk around the history of India, the literature around it, how it is being revisited by modern historians, and serious attempts are being made to revise it, to present a truer to reality picture of India's history. Now, at this point, two questions that we must ask. One, is there a need for this exercise? Do we really need to revisit our history, the written history, and revise it? Yes, yes, there is, for sure. Second question, will the glaring inaccuracies and the lies told to us over the years, over the decades, get fixed now? Will everything be sorted? Will we get to know or read history as it was lived? No, that's not going to happen. What will happen instead is that the existing fictional narrative will be replaced by a new one. The existing fiction, the legends around people who have existed in real, will be replaced by newer fictional stories. See, what we need to understand is the only statement, the only claim that can be made with any degree of certainty is that India's history is lost to propaganda. It's mostly probably the left wing propaganda, but whenever and wherever the right wing has got the chance, it hasn't done any favors to history either. It hasn't been honest. The right wing has also tried to swing its own narrative whenever it got the chance. Now, this begs the question, what is exactly at the root of this? Why do we not know our history even after reading so many books? Why is India's history still mysterious? Still a picture of history that is in our minds? Why is it so distorted? And this is the reason. Unlike in the West, or even closer home, China, a very small part of our history is derived from uh, records, records and written accounts by those who lived that given period of history. People like historians who were part of the empire, that they have written about, that they have shared their experiences or whatever they witnessed being part of that empire. That hasn't really happened with India's history. It has happened with China's history. Instead, what has happened with India's history, our history is mostly derived from religious texts, religious scriptures, oral transmissions, archaeology, and then finally the very creative and imaginative minds of authors who we also refer to as historians. And why is that? Because India as a country was far behind Europe, the countries in Europe, or far behind China in literacy. India was far richer than any country in Europe, maybe even China, in the same period, at equivalent stages of social development or political development or economic development. It had abundance of resources as opposed to countries in Europe, but we still were a far less literate society, and there is nothing comparable in India to the voluminous oracle bone inscriptions that document the political transactions of a place like China, or the umpty number of historians who were part of a given empire in Europe, and then they wrote those books, or they wrote that history through different mediums. But in India, the kings, the rulers, or people who were part of that empire, the praja, the raja, literacy was, they were never too big on literacy, on writing. And that is the reason why we lack so severely in history that is written by historians who did not come after a fact, who were part of that history, who made that history, or who were around the people who were making that history. Therefore, let's even stop pretending now that there is any revival, any revision in the making. Like I said earlier, the existing fictional narrative will be replaced by a new fictional narrative. And then we will, all the people who are interested in history or interested in politics, we will take our pick based on take our pick based on which made up story suits our conviction, suits our biases, suits our political ideology, which is what everything is reduced to. It is reduced Everything is reduced to a political ideology. If a given historian is leaning towards left, you will see works by that historians that are slaves to that political narrative. That historian, he or she, will have a very specific story to tell. And if that historian is a right winger, leans towards right, no historian will tell you that I'm a left winger or right winger. They all pretend to be neutral. They might say I lean a little towards left, but they will not be very honest with you. But the fact remains, nobody is unbiased here. And that's what eventually counts. That's what eventually gives history a bad name, gives the literature to around India's history a bad name, because most of it is dishonest. Most of it is uh, facts picked up and then twisted in a way that they present a perception to the reader